Hello, welcome back to our Ocarina of Time playthrough. In our last video, we made it to the end of the ice cavern, and we got the iron boots. So in today's video, we're going to be thawing out King Zora, and we're going to be starting off the water temple. Because who says the water temple can't be the second temple we take on? Yeah, we're skipping the fire temple thus far and going right into the water temple. So we need the Zora tunic. Once we get that, we'll have everything we need to take on the water temple. It'll make one mini-boss fight a little bit more challenging, but it'll make the playthrough a little bit more exciting, especially if you're watching. And especially if you've seen this game before, so. Now it's kind of weird, they don't really give you a fast way out of this temple. I guess it's not really a full temple, but all the other ones when you defeat the boss, you kind of get transported outside. This one you actually have to backtrack through it to get out of it. The other thing I thought was a little weird is you learn the fast travel song for the water temple inside the ice cavern. But when you play the song, it doesn't transport you back to the place you learned it. That's kind of different from the other fast travel songs. Yeah, I believe the song we learned will actually transport us to on top of the water temple. But definitely not the boss room of the ice cavern where we learned the song. Alright, we're out of the ice cavern, so let's go try and thaw out King Zora. Luckily, we won't have to sit through him slowly shifting over for any reason, and no more mooing sounds. Alright, so we have the Zora tunic, so we can actually take on the water temple now. We have everything we need. Now I almost wonder if we had bought the Zora tunic from the store, if we could have just left him frozen. Alright, so we need to make our way to Lake Hylia. Before we do that, I actually want to stop by the Sacred Forest Meadow and load back up all our bottles with fairies, just to be safe. Okay, we're back in the Sacred Forest Meadow, and we're gonna go kill this thing first. Now that we have a bow, but yeah, we can climb right on top of the whole maze we had to go through and just jump our way over to the fairy fountain. Don't need this blue fire anymore, so we're just gonna dump it out. We have lots of hearts now, so this is probably going to be very useful if we get killed. So that's basically 3 extra lives that we'll have going into dungeons. I haven't decided if I'll hunt down all the Poes and go after the 4th bottle. But only one thing left to do now, and make our way over to the water temple. Yeah, getting out of the forest meadows a lot easier when you're coming from that side. It's only when you're coming from the Lost Woods side you have to go through the maze. Alright, we're gonna probably have to call our horse here because we left it somewhere else. I think Epona's over by the entrance to the Zora River. Is she stuck? Yep, she was trying to run through a wall to get to us. I guess we could have just played this song fast travel to the water temple, but we're almost there anyway. Now we could go collect the big Goron sword to make this a lot easier, but we're just gonna go for it. I like a challenge anyway. So we gotta sink to the bottom and shoot the key to the door with the hook shot. And just like that, we've opened the water temple without having completed the fire temple. Gonna be switching boots a lot in this video. Okay, so welcome to everybody's least favorite dungeon in this game. Mostly in the N64 version, the part that kind of annoys everybody is the fact that you have to open up the inventory screen to switch between the iron boots and the regular boots. It didn't strike me as such a nuisance when I first played this game, when it was still brand new, but after playing newer games, it's a little more evident that it's annoying. And we found Princess Ruto all grown up. She's going to teach us how to change the level of the water in the dungeon and then disappear. Luckily, we don't have to carry her on our head to get through this dungeon like we did in Jabu Jabu's belly. So we can raise and lower the water in 3 places. She'll show us the first place. And we need to defeat the boss of this dungeon to thaw out the Zora domain and save all the Zoras. The other thing that kind of got people here is this can be a really confusing dungeon. I've heard it's possible to actually get so stuck here that you have to actually reload a previous save or like restart the game. I've never done that, but I've heard that it's possible. Alright, we've lowered the water so we can start taking on rooms at the bottom of the dungeon. Now I heard in the 3DS remake, they made the boots like an item so you could quickly switch them on and off. That was pretty cool. I think they also made it so it kind of tells you where you can raise and lower the water and to what level. They kind of made it very simplified. But since I have no nostalgia for that game, we're playing the original, and it's going to be as painful as it always has been. I'm sick of messing with arrows. We're just going to use Din's fire. Okay, these enemies you can pretty easily kill with the hook shot. And there's our first small key. We're going to need to collect several within this dungeon. A lot of these, like adult dungeons, are a lot of key collecting to progress. There weren't so many keys in the like child dungeons. I think this one and the fire temple have a lot of keys you gotta collect. So it's going to be a lot of this sinking down into an area, floating back up, defeat something, collect a key, go do it again in another area. It's kind of like there's 4 doorways on the edges of each level you can raise the water to, and also 1 door inside the middle of the temple, if that makes sense. There's like 5 doors on every floor of this dungeon. Some of them will need a key, some will need to solve a puzzle, and some will need like a hook shot or an item to get into. Now when we're underwater, the only line of defense we really have is the hook shot. We can't use our sword or our bow or anything like that. We can use our shield to block, and then we can attack with the hook shot, but that's it. Now the creature's behind that gate, so we can use the spin attack to hit it. I believe we could also use a bomb, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Was that sculpture all that was back here? Like, was this room completely optional? We could have skipped this altogether. Huh, I thought there'd be like a place to hook shot to or something else back here, but maybe not. Just don't want to miss anything because I know you can get so lost in this place. Okay, I guess we're just going to be moving on with the dungeon. I thought there'd be more back in this room, but I guess not. Okay, so we're heading back to the main room. Moving on, we gotta collect at least one more key before we raise the water back up to the middle level. Just trying to get everything we can before we raise the water so we don't have to lower it and come back down. Backtracking is a little more painful here than most temples. You can't just run back to an area. You gotta lower the water, go to a place, go back up, raise the water again. So if we can avoid doing that in this temple, it'll make things a lot less painful. Yeah, so whenever I've tried to jump across this hallway without killing that Tektite first, he just knocks me off the water and I gotta come down here and kill him anyway, so I figured we'd just get that out of the way before we cross the room. Luckily, coming back the other way, we'll just hook shot back over. Okay, this room's a little different. There's a big water current that'll move you around in circles. So you gotta sink down and then at the right moment swim up to the little room that's in here. We missed. We're gonna have to sink down and try that again. You can see how strong the water current is. If you're not angled just right, it'll push you past the room and you won't be able to swim in there. We got it. I thought we were going to have to sink down a second time, but we made it in here. Now, there's a switch in the mouth of the dragon we need to hit. And we're going to be on just the right angle to hit it with the hook shot. Because it's timed, you can't really do it from the ground and then swim up here. It just doesn't give you enough time. Alright, that's our second key, so we can go into the middle section of this floor and then raise the water up to the second level now. Now, for some reason, when we're on the surface, it doesn't push us in circles like we're underwater. It only seems to move you when you're under the surface of the water. Now, I've always kind of wondered how you'd use that hook shot without it, like, completely pulling your shoulder out of its socket. Or even your elbow for that matter, just the force of it. You'd think you'd get hurt pretty bad using that hook shot. Alright, here we go. We're going into this middle area to raise the water up. Okay, so the water's at the second level now, and as you can see where that block floated up, it left an opening with a room we can sink down into. We kind of have to angle it just right so we don't hit the spikes when we're sinking down. There, now I think we're angled properly. Yeah, so with those guys, just block with your shield, that'll make them put their spikes away, and then just shoot them with your hook shot. And for killing all them, we've opened up a door. So there's a key that'll replace the one we just used, but I think we need one more to move on. This next key throws people off a little bit because you kind of got to backtrack to get it, but I think a lot of people forget about it and move on, and that's where some of the confusion is here. Basically, we're going to sink back down to that first floor we were already completing, and we're going to get one more key from there. Now, of course, the water does have to be raised up to go back down here to get this key. It also kind of showed us where this key is when we were going up to lower the water the first time. We kind of floated past it. So this is, of course, where we met Princess Rudo and came to lower the water. But now that we're on the second level, we can actually bomb this crack in the wall to get another key. And once we do, that'll be it for today's video. So come see us in the next one where we finish off the water temple. As always, thanks for watching.